That's what I heard.
I need $300.
Okay.
I could have made.
Okay.
I could have made maybe 1,800, but I was scared.
You were scared. Okay. Oh, let me take these. Let me
Una
see.
sopa, no sopa.
Um, let's see. Sí, me puede dar una sopa, por favor. Let me see how I sound. All right, y'all. I'm about to start in just a minute.
But I was scared.
You scared? Una sopa, por favor. Uh-oh. I didn't know you were on there. You're on there. Sorry. Sorry.
1,800.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. I don't know what we're talking about. Okay. Hey, y'all. I'm only going to be here for just a few minutes. I don't want to make this a whole thing because I don't want it to become a huge distraction. But it goes back to what I'm feeling like my purpose, part of my purpose is. It goes back to the message that I spoke on Sunday. And the message is what I felt, what I feel, and I sense the Spirit is saying to me. And when I say the Spirit is saying to me, I don't mean a voice. Although I'll be honest with you, there have been very few isolated times. Now, whatever your experience is your experience. I have literally heard a voice, and maybe it was psychosis. I don't know, but I did. But in this instance, I'm not talking about a voice. But when I say what I believe the Spirit said to me, it's like the unction. It's like that still small inner knowing. And so it goes back to what I believe the Spirit, however you interpret the Spirit, I know how I interpret it, but said to me, and that was bring humanity into alignment. And in that bringing humanity into alignment, let me say this: every now and then I got to talk about your mama. Okay, trying to stop that, but there's some people. Because let me remind y'all of something. I don't care how you look at it. There's some Grand Rising, my sister. There's some people that need to be checked. I listen, and when you have to check people, um, you have to check someone. Let me help you with something. It's not an ego moment, as some of you might believe. It's not a an evil moment. It's not a moment of being influenced by some dark spirit. No, 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 no. Can I tell you something? It's not a Satan moment. What does the word Satan or Satan mean? It means adversary. No, it's not an adversary or an attack. Can I tell you what it actually is? And this is the answer is going to surprise you, some of you. It's a Jesus moment because that's what Jesus did. Jesus spoke truth, and he often spoke truth to power. Do you hear me? Jesus spoke truth to power. Now, I always say this, it's just my preference. This is what I do. When I talk about Jesus, I always say that when I talk about Jesus, this flows with whatever you believe about Jesus. Whether you believe he was a historical character, person, being, or if you believe he was some mythological, allegorical, or just a metaphorical character in a story. That's if that's what you believe, the same still works. I also preference by saying I happen to believe Jesus existed. We won't go down that um, the reasons right at this moment. But again, when you often have to put somebody in their place and you have to speak truth to power, it's not a moment of being influenced by some darkness. It's actually it's not a devil moment. Okay, devil meaning adversary. Um, Satan meaning that which stands in the way, which is still adversary. But it's not a devil moment. It's actually a Jesus moment. And again, whatever you believe about Jesus, Even just the simple stories of Jesus. If you look at the life of Jesus, this is what Jesus did. Jesus checked people, especially those who operated in a certain level of ego. Okay. Those are the very ones Jesus checked, the ones in power, truth. He spoke truth to power. Okay. And when you speak truth to power, it sets you free. It may not set the person free. Do y'all hear me? It may not set the person free, but it sets you free. Okay. Sets your spirit free, sets your heart free, and it releases something into that moment, telling that person that you are not all of that. You are not who you think you are. Okay. And you don't get to operate in that spirit of control. You can't control me by your words and your emotions and your unbalanced and um your unbalanced and um what's there's a word I'm looking for. Gosh, I don't know, but anyway, your ego. So when you speak truth to power, as Jesus did, it sets you free. Okay, and like my sister just said, it'll set you free from getting high blood pressure. Aid to the man. Hmm. Now this soup I'm drinking is probably not setting me free from high blood pressure because it's got a lot of sodium in it, but it's all right. Mm, onions, y'all, they're good. Mm, 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 mm. But anyway, um, un momento, por favor. Disculpe. Okay. All right. I'm here. Good afternoon, Diane, Elder Diane, Pastor Diane. But Jesus spoke truth to power. And so when you have to check people, even like me, if you got to check them in some not so popular ways, in ways that some people may take as a little aggressive. Okay. But when people try to flex their ego and try to control you by it, oh, it's necessary. Um, because you're offending not just me, you're offending the God in me. Okay, that's what you're offending. You're offending my essence and that the energy that animates my body and makes me who I am. Okay, because that's never mind. Don't worry about all that. So, um, even if like me, you got to talk about the mamas because that's what I just did. Okay, I had to talk about a mama because that was just enough. So I had enough. But let me tell you, some of you say, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that." And you're talking about that's a Jesus moment. Yeah, it was a Jesus moment. Jesus, um, Jesus did some stuff that some of y'all would say, "Oh no, you shouldn't go that far." Okay, going into a room, into a temple, into a church, flipping over tables, and you know good and well it's not recorded in there. If this was a story that actually happened, I don't know, but let's just say it is according to um, what happened in there. You already know. Hey my daughter, how you doing? How you doing? Hope you're feeling good today. I'll be over there to see you soon. I'll be back. But Jesus went in there and flipped tables, y'all, and y'all know good and well while he was doing all that. He wasn't praying while he was flipping tables and whipping. He wasn't saying, "Hallelujah, whip, Hallelujah, Lord, we praise you." You already know. He was probably saying, "Get your ass up, come in my." You know how your mama used to do you when she whooped you, and and after every syllable, some of y'all don't know nothing about that. Moses, do you know anything about that? You didn't get a whipping?
Oh,
Uh, oh, you laughing at something? Okay, but after every syllable, did I tell you? Oh Lord, Moses. My sister said, "Tell Moses I said hello." Oh God.
Tell her I say hello.
He said hello and stay focused. Mhm. But anyway, Diane said I know about that. But um, but like I said, back to what I was saying, what I believe the Spirit give has given me to do and spoke to me um, in my knowingness on Sunday is the words bring humanity into alignment. You know, and do you not know that there's some people you can't bring them into alignment? You can't help them see. You can try and try and try. And that's what I believe. Was it? I was Richard Atkinson on here. Was on here. He'd know the scripture. I'm not sure if it was Paul or Peter. It might be Peter, but anyway, one of the scriptures was talking about. Um, oh, I just lost it. Um, it was about saving some out of the fire or something like that. But then um it says some. Oh God, I gotta find it. Oh my lordy, I gotta find it. Um, oh Lord, that's funny. My sister Beverly said he would flip a whole building now. You're right about it. Um, she said, my crazy self asked for forgiveness before and after I check you. Yet those syllable whippings were the worst. Yeah, they was. What is that scripture? Save. I'm gonna find it, y'all. If somebody know it, put it on the screen because I'm gonna share something with you here. Because what I'm talking about is how some, even though it is, like I said, it's my assignment to bring humanity into alignment. Some people don't want to be in alignment. They want to be driven and controlled by their ego. That's all they know, and that's all they want. They're not open to listen. We need to listen to each other. Remember, I told you last night, and I told you on Sunday, that this life journey and experience is supposed to be a museum. Okay, everything that you see, it's for you to observe, not for you to critique and criticize and condemn and judge. You're supposed to be acting like you're this is the museum of the world, where you're just observing all the different expressions and experiences of humanity. Let me find that scripture. Give. I'm gonna find it. Ah, there it is. Maybe. Which one? That don't sound right. Oh, that ain't it. I thought I found it, but um, mm, I know I didn't make the scripture up. Maybe I did. I can't find it. I can't find it, y'all. I know it's in there somewhere, but I cannot find it. But anyway, it talked about some, how you saving some from the fire or something like that. But then it says some of them talks about handing them over to Satan. Just you know, so because there's some people you can't help and some people that don't want to help. So that's when you say just go to hell. Okay, okay.
No.
So anyway, um, that's that. But um, some people are just I don't know. But my page is a little less crazy. That's what this thing says. It's my no. It says my page is a little less stupid now. And why is it less stupid? Because I finally decided to get rid of the stupidity. I dealt with it for a long time, and I try to give everybody a chance because I want you to engage, and I hope to be able to, as they say, learn you something, teach you something, by you observing my museum, observing my experience. Um, but I had to get rid of this one lady, and boy, it's interesting how what you accuse other people of is what you're actually guilty of. I'm going to show you. Maybe let me see what this one says. Let me put this on the screen. Y'all gonna see some stuff now. I'm just gonna warn you in advance. So you got this one. So you got stuff like this, and I had to get rid of her. And the strange thing about it, this very lady right here, y'all, when I was on my deconstruction journey, we were friends. As long as we were in agreement with each other, oh, we were friends. She just loved everything I did. But the moment, this is how you know when people are not authentic and they're not interested in balance. They're only interested in ego. Because a lot of you say a lot of things that I don't agree with, but you know what I do? I don't go on your post and start telling you how much I hate it. I just go on to the next thing. But, so there's been many comments like this, and I've ignored them. I've replied in very, um, very nice ways and very respectful, and thanked her many times for sharing her perspective and letting her know how much I respect it. But she could never return that. It just kept getting worse and worse. And last night was pretty bad, and then today was even worse. Now, let me give you some backdrop. If you go watch the video that if you go watch the video that this lady is commenting on, actually, I say nothing about God, Allah, Yahweh. I say nothing about a war machine, nothing even slightly resembling that. I don't know if this is the right post. I think it is. But the actual video, and you can go and watch it. I just posted it not too long ago. It's about unity. It's about love, and it's about bringing humanity together. It's about acknowledging. Watch this part. It's about acknowledging that which we call God is not a man or a woman. It talks about spirit and how spirit has no gender. It's neither male nor female. That's what the whole thing was about. And then I'll get to that. But this is the kind of thing that we deal with. Stop this nonsense. Why do you feel the need to do this? Is your life so boring that you have to get involved in everybody else's life? So here we go. She says, God, Allah, Yahweh is an asshole, as far as I can tell. So I asked, like, first of all, had to address, I'm like, well, I'm glad I'm not referring to any entity or essence resembling what you've described. Not sure why you felt the need to say that here. So I told her to go fart. Go somewhere and fart. Release the, get the hot air out of your booty because something wrong. Okay. You need to release it. And but then it's her response there because you men. So I asked why she needed to say that. She says, because you men that give voice to the war machine need to have your ego checked. Now that set me off. And I know I said a little ugliness right there. But my point is the very thing that you're accusing others of. How do I get this off the screen? Y'all, I don't know what I'm doing. The very thing that you accuse others of, you're doing yourself. You're doing yourself. Well, I got rid of her. But I want to show you something. I'm going to show you how crazy this is. Let me see if that's it. Um, Hold on. Let me see if that's the right one. I want to show you. Oh, here's the unbelievable thing is that the unbelievable thing that was stated is this here. And Lord, my sister gonna get me because this is something that she put on here. My sister told her to go sit down because she was smoking some crack. But this is the weird thing that was stated here. This is how demented people's minds are, and they think that they're bringing unity. They think that they're bringing the earth together and making the world a better place by saying things such as this. This girl tells my sister who she is. She says that I am creator of this universe and tells her, and you will respect my feminine authority, and all Abrahamic religion feeds a war machine, and then tells her, you are not welcome on this planet. And follows up by, do you understand me? Do you feel that? Mm. And I'm not going to go into the comments she said to me because she's just really off about that. And if you know me, you know she's off. But this is called stupidity. I'm sorry. This is called stupidity. And you think that you're making the world a better place by acting like you own somebody? You sitting on here acting like a DAMN slave owner. And you're going to tell a black woman, it wouldn't matter if she was black or white, but I'm sorry, as a black man and knowing what we went through in this country, just over, 60, 70 years ago, just knowing what we went through, seeing something like this, where you tell a black individual, you talk to them like in a condescending way, saying things that I am, no, excuse me, saying that you will, in all caps, respect my authority, and you're not, in all caps, you're not welcome on this planet. Are you serious? You're telling somebody you're not welcome on this planet? Like for real, for real? So yes, stupidity. So I got rid of that person who was a part of one season of my life and definitely is not a part of this season of my life, because right now I'm interested in bringing humanity together into alignment. I'm not interested in separating humanity. So anybody out there, no matter what part of my journey you were on, okay, whether you were part of my religious journey, my deconstructed journey, or my reconstructing journey, or my conscious Christianity journey, no matter what you were a part of, if you're not, hey, my sister, if you're not interested in bringing humanity in alignment, then you're not a part of this season of my life, because I am not interested in divisive language and divisive conversations and any type of divisive environments. I'm just not interested in that. That doesn't help humanity. Okay, we've got to bring humanity together. All right, and we just got to learn to treat life like a museum. Everything is in observation mode. You don't have to get involved in other men's matters. You don't have to get involved in how other people choose to live their life, express their faith, or even express their lack of faith. To let me not use that term, but to express their belief, or to express their non-belief. Allow it. Let them do it. But anyway, that's all I got to say for now. I got a lot of work to do, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. And I'm not sorry for talking about that lady's mama either. You might call that divisive, but and you might say, oh, her mama's not alive. Well, I don't know. Maybe she not. Maybe she with the ancestors. I believe spirit never dies, so her mama's still around. So your mama. Okay. All right, y'all. Diane tells me to be nice. Well, okay. I'm gonna do the best I can with the best I got. But I love y'all. Thank you for sharing these few moments with me. Have a great day, and let's be a part. I appreciate you too, my brother. That means a lot to me. That means quite a bit to me. Thank you so much. This guy is the epitome of unconditional love, by the way. Love Bobby. Love him so much. Um, but guys, let's be a part of alignment, a part of bringing humanity into alignment and not separating humanity even more by our divisive tactics and our divisive language. And remember, I'm not talking about not speaking truth to power because that's what you're supposed to do. Remember what I said? That's not a Satan moment. That's a Jesus moment. When you decide to speak truth to power, you're doing what Jesus did. And this lady, yes, I did publicly put her stuff up here, and I don't care because this lady um, usurped her authority over other people and made herself better than others and made herself an authority figure over other people's lives in order to tell them that they will respect her authority. What authority, lady? You don't have any authority over any earthling. Come on here, and then telling people that you're not welcome on this planet. No. So at that moment, when um, when she began to express this superiority, this power that she really does not possess, oh, now it's time to have a Jesus moment, and we're gonna speak truth to power. Okay, with a little your mama sprinkled on it too. Y'all have a great day. See you. Bye bye. Love you.